Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the briefing for Wednesday, the 15th of May. Looks like we're going to have quite a nice day, which means a change from the weather over the last few days. Midday charts here, you can see we're in this gap between the low pressure just off to the west of Cornwall and this cold front out to the east. So we're pretty much clear of front today. Isobars bringing in a fairly steady southerly flow, slightly from the east at times. Not much else to report there, really. Moving onwards to tomorrow. My mistake. That's today, which is we're looking the same, really. Yeah, so we're clear of fronts, low pressure out to the west, and yeah, these isobars kinking round to the southeast here. Moving on to tomorrow, that low pressure sort of moving further south and ending up in quite a slack air mass by the looks of it. Not sure what it's going to mean for the soaring, but there's going to be quite a light wind. And continuing on to Friday, stationary fronts by the looks of it just to the north of us, provided we stay clear, should get a day out of it. Winds today, 140, 150 at about 15 to 20 knots. So that does put us down 16 for most of the day. It's a bit too strong really to do a lot on 09. Sat pic, you can see that low pressure swirling around to the southwest and looks generally cloudy up to the northeast, closer to that front. But in our area at the moment, fairly clear of cloud, although there is a fair amount around. You can see that front over here, and also a little bit of instability down into Devon and Cornwall. We see some showers developing down there. So looking at the rainfall forecast, I think most people's task area is not going to be that far, but generally to the north. So moving through to the afternoon. Looks like it's staying very clear. If you're going much further up towards Birmingham and north there, looks like you could catch a shower, but I doubt people will be going that far. Further into the afternoon, looks like it's staying clear of where people are going to be going. Quite a lot of development up sort of towards Nottingham and that area into the Midlands there. Public forecast then showing at Lasham quite a sunny day. Sunny this afternoon with highs of 16, 17 degrees. Steady breeze from the south-southeast by the looks of it, with gusts sort of in the mid-teens, about 15, 16 at most here. But as I say, just a little bit too much for doing a lot on 09, really. Drying out as the day goes on, and UV index quite high, up at 6 over midday, so plenty of sun cream today. So midday, temperatures 15, 16 degrees, and showing 18 sort of in the London area. Let's go a bit further forwards. So this is 4 p.m, showing 16, 17 again. Dew points at midday sat around 10 to 11, and further into the afternoon, staying much the same, maybe just going down by half a degree or so, down to about 10. Current view outside, you can see it's already working quite nicely. Cloud base probably a couple of thousand feet. Dave Masson issued a forecast for today. Locally soarable much of the day with 2,500 foot cloud base by 11 a.m. And he reckons it's going to be reasonable in the afternoon with bases up to 3,500 feet. Better inland with bases up to 4,000 feet around the Brize area. Good for 200 to 300k. Currently just over 12 degrees at Lasham, 10 degrees. Dew points, Odium. Half an hour ago, scattered at 1,000. I think it's probably higher than that. Forecasting. There seems to be forecasting quite a lot of low cloud here, but the forecast is only really for the morning, so we can ignore that. Top meteo potential flight distance for today. You can see the Lasham area looks actually like what they're forecasting it to be the best area. Much further south, unsurprisingly, not very good. It probably gets sea breeze later on. And up to the north, reasonable, but it's not actually showing that far. By the time you're at Oxford, it's showing it to be a bit weaker. You have a look at thermals. I don't think it's going to be great before about midday. So here's midday, 10, 1,100 meters, so just over 3,000 feet there. Going forward a couple of hours, 12, 1,300 meters, ever so slightly higher to the north. You've got 1,400 meters there, so about 4,000 feet. By 3 p.m, you can see that sea breeze taking an effect. It's bluing out to the south, and cloud base, convection is getting lower. And you see it looks like there's some blue spreading up by about 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Still working by the looks of it in the Lasham area, but bluing out quite a lot, according to this forecast anyway, and really quite blue by 6 p.m. Have a look at the site forecast for Lasham. You can see thermal strength about 3 knots over most of the day, getting going by about midday, and quite good until about 4 p.m. where it starts to reduce. Thermal height above ground at Lasham, 2,500 by midday, and then about 3,000 in the afternoon, getting up to about 3.5, maybe even 4,000 feet by 4 p.m. So it looks like quite a reasonable day. No TAMs, just one really to keep an eye on. Well, 56, you've got live firing up here, surface to 1,400 feet, just to the east of the Bry zone. Shouldn't really affect you much. 57, parachuting, and that's all day. 10 nautical mile radius from Little Rissington. Depends exactly what height you're at. So surface to 3,000 is a 3 nautical mile radius. 3 to 6,000 is a 6 nautical mile radius, and I find it unlikely to be much higher than that. So call it a 6 nautical mile radius for the heights we're going to be flying at. Okay, operationally today, please listen carefully. So we're going to set up the club operation initially on 1.6. So launch point in the middle there, winch cables running down the edge of the runway on the grass with the gliders winching from the grass here. Any club aerotows will be off the grass on the other side as normal. And I do have quite a lot of people on the briefing, so I think those of you that want to go cross country, it might be quite a small one, but set up a grid on 09 on the runway back here. We'll have 2 rows there. Starting away from the club launch point, probably on the 1,000-foot markers. I'll go and put the fire truck out where I'd like you to start the grid. And what we'll do is when we get to launch that, we'll just wind in the cables, move the launch point back a little bit and launch that as a grid off the runway, as you're not going to have much of an easterly component. Okay, we've got King Air arrival at 2:38, and that will just land over the top of the launch point. It will have to land on 09, so just keep an eye out for that. Simulator serviceable if it's needed. Looks like a good day. I'll see you out there. Bye for now.